Raza, different format, obviously, different expectations. What should we expect from the T20 series?
No, I think the expectations are pretty much the same as they were for ODI series, that we have a genuine chance to win the series. And after going 1-0 up, I thought we have a very good chance. And I think it's pretty much the same. We're looking to win the series, inshallah.
It's a different, from this perspective, it being a different format. They always say that it brings teams closer as far as the competition is concerned. Would that be true of this particular series that's coming out?
Yeah, certainly. I think we have made a big strides. We have achieved a lot of good things in our T20 squad, and our T20 squad has played a lot of cricket as well. So, I mean, we played one days after 9 or 10 months. But with T20, we have played a lot of games. So I'm very confident with the squad that we have, and the way we have played in the ODIs as well. I mean, we scored pretty freely, and we were always up with the rate. Unfortunately, we couldn't bat long to win those games. But I think if you put that into perspective and look into T20 games, I do believe Zimbabwe has a very good chance.
The T20 squad is pretty much the same one that went to the qualifier in Kenya. Was that continuity or something else?
Yeah, it's certainly what we have promised in the changing room with the players as well. We wanted to show the same faith from the captain, from the coaches, from the selectors' point of view as well. So as much as it's continuity, but it's also the fact that the boys that went did nothing wrong. So it's quite difficult to replace individuals when they have achieved what we set out to achieve. So yeah, staying in path with what we have promised and how we want to move forward. So you can say that it's a bit of continuity, but I think it's everybody who's in the squad certainly has earned their spot in that squad as well.
Talking about Kenya, the guys, you are coming into this series very high after breaking records in Kenya there, but this is a totally different ballgame perhaps. Does this put you under any sort of pressure, expectations out there, and considering the opposition that you're facing now?
I don't think so. I think we are made to believe that something is wrong with pressure. I think champions normally embrace the pressure, look for those situations where there's pressure. A lot of the cricket now is played mentally, so I think if we can read the situation and back our skills, and we don't really have to break records every game, but as long as we're winning, I think we're going in the right direction and certainly on the right path. So there is pressure of expectations, but that comes with every professional sport, not just cricket. So it's quite a great place to be at.
Well, when we did a podcast a couple of weeks ago, you talked about your input in spice and selection, so I think you can answer this question. Some people you'll have seen on social media that question someone like Faraz coming into the team. But it's coming from the selection aspect, what does he bring to the team?
So I don't look at social media quite a lot, especially during the tours. We try and put all our energies onto the park with our training, and the spare time we have, we try and switch off by having coffees in groups, by spending time with the teammates, discussing, talking cricket. To be honest with you, the recovery process for all the team takes quite a lot of time. So I don't really get a lot of time to watch the social media, but if that's what you're asking, then I think you got to see that we brought Faraz into a very crunch game, and if you take his 1 over out of that game, I think his first 7 overs he bowled really well against some top quality cricketers as well. Looking at the conditions, I thought he was one of the picks that would do well, and I thought he did do well. One of the reasons people quickly forget that he's got a very good strike rate, and the role we're grooming him for, especially coming down the order, if he could face 8 to 10 balls and give us a strike rate of 160, 180, 200 as well. Momentum goes a long way in cricket as well, and you finish on a high, your bowlers come back, take early wickets, so momentum stays with you for a long period of time. So I think that is the role for Faraz, to try and tee off. He's got a good boundary hitting ability, and we've seen him do that against India, and every time, even before India, I think the last games he played was against Bangladesh, and he teed off there nicely as well. So while we are looking at Faraz bowling, I think it's very easy to miss out his strike rate. So I think if you add those two, I think he does give us something at the bottom as well, and certainly a good option on these slow wickets to bowl as well.
My final question. This is a surface that there were difficulties. I know it's a different format, difficulties that you had in the one-day format. What has been the discussion as far as handling those difficulties? And does the reinforcement, obviously, with Wellington and Wesley coming in off your spin give less pressure for you and Sean as far as taking on more responsibility?
When it comes to responsibility and pressure, I try not to run away from those things, and I try not to leave a job to somebody else when I'm out there. I try and get the job done myself, but failures are part of our lives, and we would fail. Actually, in cricket, we would fail a lot more than we would succeed. As long as we prepare well, as long as our mindset was well, and as long as we stayed true to our training, to our team, to the vision we want to achieve, to the goals we have set for ourselves, eventually the success will come to you. But so, I do not think, but we're really happy with the reinforcements. As you said, we've got Wellington, who's also capable of holding a bat and has got runs in him as well. Of course, Wesley, of course, Ryan Bell, another power hitter that we have added to our squad. So these are the three changes we have made. It's always hard to replace the quality that Craig and Sean possesses, but one of our senior guys have retired from T20 international. So it is what it is, and we try and move forward, and we try and groom the youngsters. We try and take them with us, so that in a long term, when all the senior guys are gone from all the formats, the boys are ready to take the country forward, and that is the main goal.
I think my initial question was, has there been any discussion on how to handle the batting given the difficulties you had?
So in ODI cricket, I think we had to grind a bit more, because those are the wickets that weren't really suited for boundary hitting, especially if you're batting second in a 50-over game. I think that's a wicket where you had to grind a lot more than batting freely. Unfortunately, we couldn't grind more, but this is a different format. I don't think so. There's a lot of time to grind. As long as a good ball is turned into a one, and when a half opportunity presents itself, we try and put them away in the gaps for twos or fours or sixes, then I think we give ourselves a very good chance to post a good total or to defend one as well.
Okay. Talk anything?